Greetings and welcome, I am Sugikon, as always, and thanks for joining me today on my latest video where I talk about Riot's new game, yes, called the League of Legends Supremacy and some controversies that go around it. So starting off, when we first heard about the game, this was in October 2013, so quite a while ago. And there was an incident where Mark Merrill, the CEO of Riot, or the president of Riot Games, got his Twitter account hacked. And the person who hijacked his Twitter account pretty much saying like, give me some retweets and I will be showing some assets and pictures about this new game. And he showed a loading screen, for instance, which pretty much indicates that it is a card game. And the guy, well, he tweeted at first Riot's new card game. And you can see like obvious details from this picture like campaign, profile, and there's decks. And then you got username, passwords, and host and ports. I guess those are for the beta client itself. And there's some indications that, well, some of this could be made up. That is a totally, a possibility that this is a fake image, but I highly doubt it because that splash art on the background, I haven't seen it before and seems very custom made for this project only. And it seems very like Riot's work, so to speak, or some of their artists. And the controversy here is that when Mark Merrill got his Twitter account back, he said, yes, League of Legends Supremacy was a project that we were trying out. We were trying out new different games and something like along those lines. And he said like, this was eventually scratched. Okay. That we stopped this project. We were trying it out. But obviously they kind of wanted into the Hearthstone market. But not only that, the controversy is now here because just a few days ago, like 5 days ago, Riot filed a trademark for League of Legends Supremacy. So this means possibly two things. A, Riot totally rehashed the card game and made something else. Or B, they revived the card game and Mark Merrill was lying about it being like, yeah, we put it on ice, which wasn't true. Or C, he didn't lie, they just revived it pretty much. There's many possible, solutions for that. But I do believe that it's not, it has to be a mini game of some sort. It's some type of a mini game or a card game. I'm really highly doubting it's a 2D platform game or a strategy game or like a simulator. Those are totally out of the questions because those type of games take a lot to develop, and I believe based on how many people are working on the main game, that is unlikely that Riot would actually, put so much people in a side project, which I don't believe. So it has to be, it's very likely it's a card game. And we already know because, the person who shall not be named, well, I'm going to name him anyways, Richard Lewis, talked about this many occasions where Riot is actually working on their own FPS game, a team shooter, if you may say so. These are rumors. There's no evidence or assets about that project. That could be also League of Legends Supremacy, but I highly doubt that they would be using the same IP for a game like that. But I do believe that that is definitely a new IP. But since this used trademark is not Supremacy, it's League of Legends Supremacy, it is a very, very likely that it's a spin-off project and a card game really fits into that setting. Some people may disagree with that statement, but I do believe they resurrected the project, or otherwise it was already in the making throughout these years and they're ready to launch it. It might be a good game, who knows. One of the good sides of it, maybe you can use the same account for both games and the chats are merged, so if you're playing Supremacy you can chat with the people who are playing League. So essentially same as like in Blizzard, they use their like Battle.net accounts are merged to one, which is cool. More information about Supremacy is bound to come throughout this year, I'm very sure of it. And in the last video I made about this topic, I did talk about how Riot consistently reduces less and less. Like you can look the numbers in the last video where I talk about how many skins and champions were released per year. Those numbers have significantly dropped, meaning that some of the other people have been moved into the new game, the FPS game, or work in the Supremacy. And I think that's a very legitimate statement to make. So I do believe that they're working on 2 different games now, Supremacy and some type of an FPS game, a team shooter game. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any opinions about will you play the game, or you're interested in playing a Hearthstone ripoff, it may not be a ripoff, but a card game anyhow, leave them on the comments below, and see you guys on the next video. Cheers.